Hi everyone, my name is Katrina and I'm the 4-H Youth Development Educator for Unit 22, Madison, Monroe, and St. Clair counties. And welcome to our 7-week program. This week we are going to learn 3 new healthy recipes that should be fairly easy for you, and hopefully it's things that you already have in your kitchen at home. And so today we are going to learn how to make homemade salsa. And so I just found ingredients that I had at my house, and at the end I'll go over some different ingredients that you may have that I didn't have to add today. And so let's get started. The first thing, I have everything prepped already, so I already cut everything up for you, but I will go through what I did with everything. And so what you will need to do this is a big bowl to put everything in. You will need a cutting board, and then a knife that can cut vegetables up easily. And so to begin, my ingredients in the bowls are going to be onions. You can use white or red onions. I have tomatoes, diced tomatoes from a can. I have red pepper, and then I have corn. And so I did a white onion and I chopped it up very finely on my cutting board. And so I'll put that in. For this recipe, there is no set amount for anything, and so whatever you kind of like more of, less of, go ahead and just add it and play with it until you come up with the right consistency. The next ingredient we're going to add to our bowl are diced tomatoes from a can. And so I used basil, garlic, oregano, diced tomatoes. And I used about 3/4 of the can. But if you want, you can use the whole can as well. Again, it's just up to you and how much you want of everything in there. For the diced tomatoes, I did not drain the juice out of it because that'll help give the consistency that we're looking for. The next ingredient, I used a red bell pepper. And so you can use yellow, orange, green, whatever flavor you really like. I really like red in salsa because it makes it a little sweeter. My next ingredient is going to be canned corn. And so for this, I just use a can. It says sweet corn, and I use again about 3/4 of this. And for the corn, you do want to go ahead and drain the juice out. So after that, I have a lime that I'm going to add. This is a full lime. I just cut it in half. I recommend using half of the lime in your salsa, depending on how big of a batch you're making. For that, you're just going to go ahead and squeeze it. If you do not have fresh lime, you can use lime juice. Does the same thing. I have lemon here. You just want to have a little slice of the lemon, not much at all, and you'll do just a couple squirts. And that's enough lemon. The next thing I am going to add is going to be honey. And so when I was looking up recipes to show you guys today, honey was actually more than I was thinking. And so honey is going to give it just a little sweeter flavor. And so I'm just going to do about 2 squirts of that. My next ingredient is going to be natural sea salt. And so for this, you don't want to put much salt in at all, just a small amount just to give it a little flavor. So not much at all, just a little shake. The next thing we're going to add is garlic powder. And again, not much of this at all. You don't want it to be too garlicky, but you want to give it a little something. So I did about 3 shakes on that. The next thing we're going to add is chili powder. And so again, just like all the other spices, just a little shake of chili powder. And then my last ingredient that I have here to add today is going to be ground cumin. And for this, again, just a little shake. This is going to give it probably the most salsa flavor. So if you were going to add one of these the most, I would recommend doing the cumin. So I have all of this together now. The next thing I'm going to do is stir this up. You want to make sure you stir it for about 2 minutes just to make sure all of the flavors are going to blend together. For the sake of this video, I won't blend it for 2 minutes. But I'm going to stir this up. Some things that would taste really good in this recipe that I unfortunately don't have at my kitchen today are going to be jalapenos. That's going to add a little hot flavor to it. If you like jalapeno flavor, I highly recommend putting that in this recipe. Also, green chilies. Those are just going to come in a little can from the store. If you like a little kick to it, I would use a can of the green chilies. Just a small can would probably be the perfect amount. And then cilantro would taste really good in here as well, just chopped up, throw it in, and it'll also make it look really pretty as well. And so, depending on the consistency that you like your salsa, you could eat it just like this, what we did today, or if you like it to be a little more smooth, maybe like in most restaurants you would eat salsa in, you can put it in a food processor as well. But if you don't have one, totally okay. You can eat it just a little chunky like this. And as long as you really slice your veggies up pretty thin, you can just eat it like it is today. And so with salsa, probably it's most eaten with tortilla chips. But you can also put salsa on anything that you eat every day. And so you can put this on any of your meats. So like chicken, if you just want to top it and bake it for a little, that would taste really good. If you want to put it in a wrap, you could make tacos out of it. You can really do anything with salsa. But again, the most common way to eat this is usually just with tortilla chips. And so it's a really healthy recipe, really good for your body. I will post a picture of this in the post so you can see the finished product. But this is what mine looks like right now. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoy.